From the very early portions of the Naruto story, we saw that the relationship between Hinata and Hanabi was a bit of a complicated one. Hinata was originally supposed to be the heiress of the Hyuga clan, but Hiyashi quickly looked at Hinata's sister, Hanabi, 5 years younger than her, as being the upgraded model, and so he let Kurenai walk out the Hyuga clan dealership with Hinata, and in so many words stated that she was a disappointment model to the clan and that she can go live her best ninja life and hopefully it doesn't get her killed. Now, the younger Hanabi was shown slapping around her sister, though the anime did add in some filler where the kind-hearted Hinata had a moment where instead of ending Hanabi's young career before it ever got started, Hinata hesitated, and that must be applauded because that shows a reservation and a firm conviction to not do harm to her younger sister. However, as we all know, that didn't take place in the manga, and it's implied for a while that Hanabi was superior to her sister. With all that being said, as I've stated in my True Power series video on Hinata, the version of Hinata that we see in the Boruto era is surprisingly more powerful than a lot of people give her credit for, and she has quite the arsenal of dangerous jutsu that she can employ, and just because she's a housewife does not mean that Hinata cannot throw down in battle, which I can't stress enough, which is why I made that video, which I highly recommend checking out, by the way. But what exactly would happen if these two Hyuga clan sisters decided to throw down in the Boruto era? Would Hanabi, the Jonin squad leader in Boruto and the current Hyuga clan heiress, come out on top, or would her sister Hinata, the Chunin housewife who washes Naruto's dirty drawers and rolls his socks up and makes his ramen for him, actually beat Hanabi in a fight? Well, what if I told you guys that by this point in the Boruto series, in particular in the anime, we should have already seen this fight take place where Hinata and Hanabi square up, and it's not just any old fight, but it's actually a serious fight with some real stakes on the line. Well, in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys the circumstances around that fight as well as who actually ended up being the victor. So the information is given to us in the light novel set in the Boruto era, Naruto Parent and Child Date. Now, many of you guys are aware that this novel was very loosely, with extreme emphasis on loosely, adapted into the Boruto anime. Well, just like how Naruto Shippuden took a lot of liberties with the anime adaptations of the novels, Boruto has continued in that tradition by cutting this scene from the novel, which is one of the scenes I absolutely enjoyed it from this novel. So what you really have in this scene is that after Hinata and Hanabi complete their mission together, the two of them are in all of their glorious Hyuga clan voluptuous glory. They're relaxing inside of a hot spring. It's just them in there, which is where things quickly get steamy and tempers begin to flare up. Hanabi tells Hinata that due to Naruto being too busy to spend time with his family, Hanabi, who, just to restate, is the current heiress of the Hyuga clan, and Hiyashi, the current clan leader, want Hinata to pack up her things and move herself and her children into the Hyuga compound. It's at this point that Hinata and Hanabi agree that there's no point in talking anymore and it's time for them to have a sparring match. If Hanabi wins, then Hinata packs up her children and she moves into the Hyuga compound, which also means that Hanabi will directly oversee Boruto's training and learning Hyuga clan techniques. If Hinata wins, however, then they get to stay in the home that she and Naruto raised their children in. Now, after these two very voluptuous women begin to mold their chakra, they begin fighting in the hot spring and showing what happens when a highly skilled Jonin and a highly skilled Chunin begin to throw down because they got a disagreement. So Hanabi makes the mistake of underestimating Hinata, thinking that a woman who's been folding underwear and rolling socks, she thinks that Hinata would have gotten too weak and too rusty to keep up with Hanabi, someone who's never stopped training and has ascended to the rank of Jonin, all while her sister remained a lowly Chunin. However, as I stated in my Hinata True Power series, to assume this about Hinata is a dire mistake, as she's grown even more powerful than she was in Naruto the Last. And because she's been training Boruto off and on throughout the years. Hinata hasn't gotten rusty. The two women, they trade attacks, with each volley of exchanges getting more and more intense than the prior one. However, it's in the moment where Hanabi clearly crosses the line with something that she says about Naruto that Hinata taps into a level of ferociousness that Hanabi never saw coming, which leaves Hanabi suddenly knocked down in a world of hurt by a punishing attack that makes Hanabi reevaluate everything that she thought she previously knew about Hinata, as she looks up at her older sister who's standing over her, and she eventually conceded defeat despite still wanting to go another round, because hearing Hinata babble on and on about how much she loves her Naruto-kun, Hanabi concedes that she won't fight anymore in order to escape the talk no jutsu that Hinata apparently picked up from Naruto. So just like me, even Best Girl decides that she can only hear so many Naruto-kun. So how did you guys feel about that though, man? Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you guys wish that the Boruto anime had given us this scene when they adapted the novel, or do you think the anime made the right call by cutting this scene out? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.